here we are back in the limelight with yet another extraordinary entrepreneur. But before we get to that, I do want to remind you that you are going to be able to hear this interview on all of those lovely podcast platforms that you see on the ticker tape underneath. And I think we've just added 2 or 3 more. I think Deezer's now on board, and I forget all of the names. But those are most of them. So get over there and listen to these interviews, because there's always so much to learn. And I also want to remind you that you're going to be able to see this on Binge Networks, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Google Play, Dailymotion, and 100 other smart television apps. We're just all over the place. And then you're going to want to also make sure that you're going to read this article on my blog. It's going to be over at clarissaburt.com/magazine. And we're also on Press Reader. We love working with them. And I'll always give a shout out to mynewsdesk.com. This is where I get to put out news releases and press releases to thousands of journalists to monitor billions of sources all over the world. And they're out of Sweden. We've just created a brand new collaboration, which is very exciting. Ciao, Carmela. And it's real fun to be able to work with them and to be able to put out all kinds of news and press releases. I absolutely love mynewsdesk.com. So without further ado, I am going to bring in a lady that I absolutely know, love, and trust. She's in my mastermind. So I do have a mastermind called In the Limelight Blast Her Mind. So if you want to know more about that, please let me know. But for now, I am going to bring her on. She is a magnificent superstar in her own right. Ciao Ezio e Salvatore. We're having a lot of Italians coming into the feed now, Viviana. So, this is Viviana Puello-Grimandi. She is the founder and CEO of ArtTour International Magazine, like an amazing publication. She's going to talk about that. And we're going to be talking about her book, which is just ready for launch. So because she's in my mastermind, we get the pre-launch, which is very exciting. We get some pre-launch information. Her book is called You Are the Masterpiece. Viviana, I'm so thrilled to see you here on my show.
I am super excited.
I know. It's so much fun. Well, first of all, let's very quickly talk about, her last name is, lei ha sposato un italiano, Carmela Salvatore, Ezio e Salvatore. La nostra Viviana, che poi non è italiana, però lei ha sposato un italiano, ecco perché lei è Puello-Grimandi. Ecco, infatti, anche tu, Salvatore, bene. Allora, let's get back to our special guest today. Give us an idea about ArtTour International. I know you're upset it's not you that she married, Salvatore, but that's okay. Alan's taking very good care of things. Thank you, Salvatore. Anyway, so tell us about the magazine. What was its genesis? How is it going? And what you're looking for when you're looking for artists to cover in your magazine.
So the magazine has been alive, let's say that way, for 12 years already.
Yeah.
And to begin with, I am an artist and a writer, so those two passions merge. My partner and husband and love, he is all about graphic design and filmmaking. So we put all those passions together, and that's how ArtTour International came about.
Right.
And I started it. I had no idea about publishing back then. I had to learn everything.
Yeah.
The journey has been incredible. And we went from the beginnings. The beginnings was very rough, learning everything. But we have an incredible network of artists. So we are expanding. We have about 180 countries.
Yeah.
And we have artists in every single country, everywhere.
Wow.
You cannot imagine.
Right.
So it's been quite a journey. The magazine extends and reaches about 10 million people, because we also have a TV show that goes with the magazine.
Right.
It's a weekly series on Spectrum. And
wow.
Yeah, so it expands everywhere. What we do is marketing and advertising, more than just publishing the artists. It could be virtual artists, visual artists, or performing artists. More than that, what we do is marketing for them. So we also place them in mainstream media to make sure that they can follow their passion, they can make a living with their passion, with what they love to do, because that's what the artist wants.
Absolutely.
And not just survive, but thrive doing that. So
yeah. Sì, Salvatore, 10 milioni di persone. He's asking 10 million people. Yeah, I know. It's really big. It's very, very famous and very,
Yes.
very well quoted, this magazine. And here's the, the founder and the CEO. What is the criteria when you're looking for artists? That is it something that catches your eye? Is it a trend in art that's happening? Is it something more personal? Does it something that has to speak to you? How do you, because I know you get a lot of artists that would love to be covered in the magazine.
Yeah.
How do you choose who you're going to cover?
Usually it's more about the message from the artist, and again, I can get inspired by an emerging artist, an artist that has not been discovered, and we've done that we publish somebody that no one has seen before, and then they get out there and it's incredible. But I also admire a lot of artists that are legends. Speaking of Italians, like the late Italian legend Carla Fracci was one that I interviewed in person and featured on the cover of the magazine. So it could be either or. It's not about if the artist is famous or not. It's pretty much about how much of an influence or the message that that artist is delivering, how much of an impact that artist can make.
Yeah.
And that's my focus on that. That's my focus. So
Yeah,
it's
there's always, when I do my magazine as well, and there's always a bit of a conundrum when it comes to choosing the cover.
yes, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. What is the criteria then around what will be chosen for your cover?
So for the cover, it's going to be related always to the theme of the magazine. And ArtTour International has two themes, and we have four issues during the year. So we publish every season. One of the themes is environmental conservation and activism. So that's one of the criteria, artists who
Love that.
are. Exactly. We have, for example, the anniversary issue. We published on the cover Rick Kahn, who's an activist. He's a male artist who's advocating for female empowerment. And
Right.
I thought this is just so on point. This is what we
Yeah,
need right now. So we
absolutely.
make sure that we're spreading a message.
Yeah.
And then for environmental conservation is the same. It's always going to be what we try to do is not just helping the artist. We are helping the artist because the artists have a message that's going to impact and make a change and bring
Yeah.
awareness to society, which is ultimately what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I absolutely love your work around Earth Day. I was hoping that you would give us a little bit more of an idea as to what exactly it is you do and where exactly it is we might be able to find you.
Yes. So besides being the CEO and editor in chief of ArtTour International, because I have a lot of time in my hands, I love Mother Earth. So I started last year, and this has been a passion of mine, caring for the environment. But I wanted to merge that with what I do with ArtTour International, and we were able to successfully do it. And we started last year for the first time. We broadcast I think it was, yeah, 6 hours, 6 full hours during the day live. You can imagine, you do broadcast, so you can imagine how that goes.
I
It
know.
was incredible. We had, I think, about 70,000 viewers on YouTube. People, giving us feedback. It was so incredible. We did it in collaboration with Earth.org. So I love the outcome. That was amazing. It was very inspiring. And I
Right.
went and got training with Vice President Al Gore and became a leader in the Climate Reality Project. So that will be more prepared for it. And this year we're gonna make it bigger, better. What we do is we don't just feature artists on the broadcast. So we are looking for sponsors, by the way, and we feature anyone that wants to support the cause. So
Right.
it could be someone has, I don't know, a magazine, somebody that has a restaurant, somebody that has an airline, anything that
Hey,
wants that brand out there, and people to tell the world that your brand is supporting the environmental conservation movement because we need
right.
it. Yeah.
Cool. So, just in case anybody does want to get in touch with you, I want to very quickly now say that you can be found on Facebook. It's Viviana Puello Art.
Yep.
On Twitter, it's at Winner's Journey. LinkedIn, it's Viviana Puello 328-85864. But I'm sure if you put in your name, it will search
Yep.
it for you. Same thing on YouTube. It's ArtTour International, or she has an Instagram as well, Viviana Puello Art. I also have put down, we're going to start talking about your book now. So I'm
Yes.
really excited about that. But you can see on the ticker, www. You Are the Masterpiece, which is the name of her book. And she's going to show it to us right now. Where's your book?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Let's talk
And
about it.
I actually have, I don't have the book here with me. I had to travel to Colombia like last minute. So
Yeah.
this is this is my background. I
Wow.
am originally from Colombia. Speaking of the book, and I can say that the book is my journey. The book starts with my story in Colombia since childhood. And it is, the title of the book is You Are the Masterpiece, an artist's journey from homelessness to triumph.
Wow.
And it's all my experience from becoming an immigrant, emerging, from nothing, and making things happen because of work, because of faith, because of perseverance. And it is step by step guide to help others and the readers overcome any type of self sabotage, get clear on goals, on setting goals, and
Right.
discovering the power within, which is the transformational key, I think, in the book. So the book is it's written in a way that I tell my story, but in a way that I bring the reader in so that they can discover their own story reading the book.
Love that. Wow. All right. So I know you have different launches coming up now. And I wanted
Yes,
to be really clear as to what exactly is happening around the book launch. So we're finding
I
out about
know.
it before everyone else, which is really cool. But why don't you tell
Exactly.
us when the actual book launches, how they're playing out?
Yeah. So the official, let's say, system launch where people can go to youarethemasterpiece.com and download free the Kindle issue is going to be March 2nd, which is 2 days from now. And the virtual launch is March the 3rd, which is the following day, the Thursday. And I'm
Right.
celebrating with a virtual presentation. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have friends in there chatting about. I'm going to be revealing secrets, a lot of things that are happening in the book. My love story, how I ended up in Italy, and how ArtTour International was born. A lot of great things. It's
That
to me,
is.
it's hot.
All right, so I
And
see something also happening. You've got a live launch event on March 26th, the Manhattan Neighborhood Network Television in New York.
yes, so that's the physical launch, and we're gonna do it at the end of March because of so many reasons. I wanted to wait to be able to get as many people as possible, and thank
Sure.
goodness the coast is clear. A lot of things are opening up, and so we're gonna be able to do that. And anyone that wants to join the physical event can let me know, and we'll send them an invitation.
Why now, Viviana? Why now the book? What is it that came together for you and you said, okay, this is when I got to write the book, and this is why I'm going to write the book?
Yes. So the book has been in my mind for a long time. I do coaching for creative minds. I do coaching and mentorship for artists, visual and performing artists, and creative entrepreneurs. And throughout my journey with them, the one thing that I always noticed was the lack of confidence. Artists underselling or undervaluing their price. And I
Yeah.
always had that in mind of one day I have to write something about it because that's what I teach. I teach
Right.
them to price and value
Yeah.
their works. And what happened was that 2 years ago we had a pandemic, and I was face to face with the realization that I might not be here in 10 years. Who knows that? And I don't want to leave this planet without giving my message out or singing my song, the song in my
Right.
heart.
Right.
And You Are the Masterpiece is my message. I can say this is the most profound work that I've done. I have cried. I mean, I went into an incredible spiritual journey with this book because that's in my heart. I want to make sure that anybody that reads it or anybody that I get in touch with comes to that realization that we are masterpiece, that we are perfect creation, that we have a high value that we should not underestimate who we are, that we are capable of achieving, of conquering, of fulfilling our dreams, because we deserve it. Everything around us might need work. We always say I'm a work in progress. We are not. We were created perfect, and we have within ourselves everything that we need to succeed. And this book
Complete and whole.
open the eyes for that. It's about rediscovering
Right.
the greatness within yourself.
Right.
That's what the book is about. And so
Exactly.
that's why I wrote it, because I didn't want to wait any longer.
So what's the number one piece of advice that you give to artists who feel, well, I'm just an artist and it's just my work and no, it's not good enough and I like it, but nobody else is probably going to like it, right? What do you say to them? Like, boom, number one thing.
The number one thing is the way you see yourself, the way you value yourself is how the world is going to see you. So you have to keep that in mind. If you really want to have a career where you succeed, you need to put yourself in that standard where you're not looking up at everyone else and looking down at yourself. You are there. You are there as everybody else. You value your work and you price yourself that way, because that's why a lot of artists undersell themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that I love, and you're preaching to the choir now, because it's something that I do, that I love, and that I really want everyone to know real loud. I want everybody to hear the message. All right, your book is pre-launch. It's coming out in 2 days, and then on Tuesday and so Wednesday and Thursday as well. Tell everyone where they can find it.
So they just have to go to youarethemasterpiece.com. www.youarethemasterpiece.
Well, there it is, right there on the bottom, everybody. Right there on the ticker at the bottom, youarethemasterpiece.com. And we are going to say thank you very much to Viviana Puello, who is the CEO and founder of ArtTour International Magazine, one of the greatest magazines on the planet when it comes to art and artists. So if you are in art, or you are an artist, please let me know. Clarissa, che piacere vederti, che parli in italiano, sei nata in Italia. No, I was not born in Italy, Salvatore. No, we've got to go, Salvatore. You are the masterpiece. Quindi sei il capolavoro. Tu sei il capolavoro. È il nome del suo libro, Salvatore? Va bene. Okay. So we are going to say goodbye to you. It's so funny because I have to back and forth with the English and the Italians, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, all right, girlfriend, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. You stay right there while I say goodbye to everybody on our live today. And don't forget to join us for the next live in the Limelight. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of the In the Limelight podcast, intelligent media for the savvy entrepreneur. You can listen to this and all of my podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Pandora, and Inspired News Radio. You'll find all of my videos and the In the Limelight digital magazine on ClarissaBurt.com. And don't forget to connect with me on social pretty much anywhere. Stay well until we meet again in the Limelight.